Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, we're going to use some of the vinyl and elements from the latest Brittany Barnes Boutique bundle to create a tumbler. This is going to be a really quick and easy tumbler. I'm a little pressed for time to get this out before this bundle releases, which is October 1st at gracefullycreatedccd.com at 10 a.m. CST time. So mark that in your books. That way you do not miss this before it sells out. I really tried to fine tune this one to where each vinyl had a matching element, and all of these are pretty versatile. They'll work with each other, but there are some that I feel would work best. First, we have our 3 decals. All 3 of these images just look so peaceful to me. Just makes you think of that crisp fall air, sitting in the window or on the front porch. We're out in the woods for some. I love this picture. So those are our 3 decals. And then we have 3 element sheets and 3 pattern vinyls. This is my favorite pair. We have the fall plaid and this nice floral that matches it perfectly. We have the blues and the reds, the oranges, cream colors. Then this one. All of the colors that are in this vinyl pulls from these as well, and it looks very nice. And last but not least, we needed some fall sunflowers since we have some summery ones. We have this pair. All right, y'all, so let's get started. We're gonna use, gosh, which ones do I want to use? I don't know. I like this picture. This is my favorite. That looks pretty. But that looks nice. Or pumpkins and pumpkins. And then we can do the florals on the bottom. Okay, I had to let my brain go through process of elimination for a while, but this is the one that I'm going to settle on. We're going to do this one. And like I said, we're a little pressed for time, so we are going to be using a tumbler that I have already glittered. This is Alter Ego from PDB Creative Studio. I have glittered, put a layer of epoxy on here, and I have sanded the top half because there were a couple of bumps on here. But we are going to be putting the decal here on the bottom and some florals. So I didn't sand this part because you do need to put these on a glossy surface. Let's get our vinyl trimmed up. But first, we're gonna go ahead and add the decal on. Pretty simple design this time. I'm going to apply a little bit of heat just to press this edge down around the curve. While I had it, I went ahead and went all over the image because that can help, especially on these light colored glitters. It can help kind of surface those bubbles if you have any underneath, so you can go ahead and pop them. Like I can see one, you might not be able to see it, but I can see one right here. Let's see. Okay. It's kind of hard to see those when they're on the light surfaces, but adding a little bit of heat kind of helps it adhere to the cup really fast, and it'll make any of those bubbles pop or pop up, so you can grab them with a craft blade or whatever you got. Now that we have that in place, we're just going to measure out our vinyl. I want it basically touching the top of my decal here. So we're gonna trim it right there. That don't need to be trimmed. Right, trim off a piece of this backing. Which, if you saw my review on the Go To Craft bundle that I got, I just wanted to let you know that I hadn't lost them yet. That's all. For those of you that went and made bets when I said I wasn't going to lose them or I was going to keep up with them. All right, I'm going to find my center point so I can kind of line my vinyl seam up on the back side of the cup. Line that up right here at the top. And press it down once I have it in place. I like using this one because it's got felt, so it don't scratch my vinyl. Okay, once I have got to my seam, I'm going to trim off this vinyl, just the excess. All right, and you can see where my vinyl is overlapping, there's an indent. Since this has straight lines on it, I am not gonna worry about putting masking tape on this or a painter's tape. I'm just gonna cut directly down or alongside one of these lines. A lot of you have asked about kind of a more in-depth on how I cut my seams. So you can see where the vinyl is overlapped here. There's an indent. I'm gonna go over in between the indent and the end of my vinyl. So in the middle of where it is overlapped. Give it a little pressure so you can cut all the way through. You're going to take the vinyl off on top, okay? Lift this up just enough to pull that piece out underneath. And then press that back down. How did that happen? Let's fix that. That's gonna bother me. Okay. We're probably gonna have to fix our seam too, but that's fine. Luckily, this is removable vinyl. So I'm gonna pull it off a little bit. Try to work this down from the rim just a tad. Give it a little bit of a tug. I'm trying to tug it towards me without damaging the vinyl. So I can try to just train it to go that way. Now let's see if we fixed it. What the heck, Batman? Good. Now we gotta go pop these bubbles I just made. Yay! There we go. Okay. Alrighty then. So now we're going to take some of our florals and place them around here on the back side. I kind of want to frame this in. So I'm going to use, no, these two, because they kind of curve around. I like that. Be so pretty, but trim off this excess here and we're just going to pre-cut it to fit in that spot. So I'm gonna mark this with my blade right here and right here. Now it should be easy to get this exactly where I had it. Look how pretty those look together. That is nice. Now we gotta find something to kind of fit in this space and kind of frame around this side. maybe this one. Put this one here, and then something right here across the bottom. That worked out really good. We're just going to use the extra from, yep. And then we'll use a vinyl trimmer to get the extra off from this one. Before we use our vinyl trimmer, I'm going to apply some heat to this so I can really get it to go around that curve and smooth. You apply heat, that vinyl just kind of stretches. So whenever we do use the trimmer, it's not going to be all wonky. I'm using the Cami Page Boutique vinyl trimmer on with the half spacer. Pulls that right off. Now, we're going to choose a matching vinyl. We're going to do a couple pinstripes and then maybe a Hello Fall decal on here. All right, so we're going to use 3 different Teckwrapcraft vinyls. First, Textured Metallic Gold. This is literally the only piece I have left. I need to get some more. So I hope I don't mess up. But we're going to use the Textured Metallic Gold. We're also going to use the Satin Wine Red, which is beautiful, and the Shimmer White Vinyl. I think the combination of these 3 are not only going to pull this white up here, but the reds and the textured gold is going to play with the colors here and in the vinyl very nicely. I'm going to go get a Hello Fall decal cut for this, and I'll be back. All right, so we have... can't get it. We have our vinyl cut. This is going to be the thickest that goes on the bottom. Our white is going to be our second layer. Actually, you know what? I think I messed that up. Oh well, you know what? Maybe it was a happy accident. I did mess that up because I wanted my white to be in between the red and the gold, but maybe the white needs to be on the bottom. So we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna weed all of this and then we'll layer them up together. All right, we got all 3 of our layers weeded, and we're gonna use the Teckwrapcraft transfer tape to apply these to each other. The Teckwrapcraft is much stronger than the Amazon vinyl that I used, or the Amazon transfer tape that I use. So we're just gonna trim out a section of this, layer all 3 of these together. I will dim my lights so that you can see what's going on, and so I can see the layers a lot better on the light pad. But again, this light pad is from Teckwrapcraft. It come from a bundle that I got from Amazon, and I actually have a full unboxing on the light pad and all the weeding and vinyl tools that come along with it. So if you're interested in getting one of these, just check the link. I'll have it down below, as well as the Amazon purchase link. So I'll have the unboxing and the review, and then our Amazon link as well. All right, so once we have all of our layers together, I'm going to apply it to the tumbler using the hinge method. I'm doing a voiceover here because I completely forgot that I was talking in this tutorial. So once I have this on, I'm gonna take my heat gun, which I do not show, very lightly go over this and press the decals together really, really well. What I should have done is put the glitter vinyl on the tumbler first and then applied the 2 layers on top after I did a layer of epoxy over top of our shimmer vinyl. The shimmer vinyl has texture to it and it's almost like a matte feel, so it is pretty difficult to get any of the solid vinyls to stick to it without lifting. Whenever I applied my epoxy, I had one little spot that lifted, but it's because I took so much precaution, I guess you can say, and heated the vinyl up and kind of pressed it down into the texture of the glitter vinyl. So do keep that in mind if you are going to layer vinyl with the shimmer vinyl that has the texture to it. Make sure that you apply that one first. Give it a layer of epoxy so you can give it a slick surface for your other two colors or your next color vinyl to adhere a whole lot better. All right, completely forgot that I was talking this one, but we have our decal on, and I'm just gonna add one single pinstripe around the bottom here. I'm only gonna do one this time because I don't want to take away from the decal that I feel like pulls everything together. Somehow that didn't cut all the way. All right, so all the way to the point that it overlaps. For whatever reason, sometimes this textured metallic vinyl likes to separate whenever I cut a seam. So I'm gonna find the seam and just cut right by it and pull that extra off. I'm not gonna take off the vinyl underneath that one. There we have it. It's ready for epoxy. All right, so we're gonna put two final coats of epoxy on here. The first being Turbo Fast Set from A Little Extra Incorporated, and then the second coat will be their regular epoxy. Yes, you can hear me super clear. I am doing another portion of voiceover here. I had my respirator on and it sounded like I was suffocating, so y'all don't wanna hear all that. But I hope that y'all have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below for me. I will have all materials listed in the description with our discount codes. And don't forget, this bundle does release October 1st at 10 a.m. CST time. That is all for today. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time.